Health sector in the United Kingdom is currently facing staff shortages, including the NHS. Now, from what you can see on my screen, given England's growing and aging population, the NHS and the social care sector need a lot of staff to deliver high quality health care or social care at required volume. So now we are experiencing staff shortages because, of course, the growing age and the aging population. We have people who are currently working in the NHS. Some are changing role, some are retiring, and apart from that, there are people who are of age who are moving into the care home or moving into the health system permanently. Some are, more or less like making the clinic where they live. So the aging numbers are really increasing, meaning that there are more patients in the hospital, there are more residents in the care homes, and these people need to be taken care of. And now there is staff shortages to fill all of these roles. Now, reading from my screen, it says but in both sectors there are staff shortages. A difference between the number of, now we're doing this for the statistics so you can understand how much of job opportunity that is available in the United Kingdom. Now, this shortage in staff can be seen by looking at vacancy rates. In September 2023, and that is 1 year ago, the overall NHS vacancy rate was 8.4%, or 121,000 full-time equivalent roles. Now, between 2022 and 2023, the overall social care vacancy rate was 9.9, which is higher at 152,000 roles. Now, these are both substantially higher than the overall UK vacancy rate of 3.4% between 2022 and 2023. Now, this is to say that in the UK at the moment, there is 152,000 roles. There are 152,000 roles in the UK that can be filled. Now, as well as recruitment, holding on to existing staff is an issue. Now, these are the challenges that the UK government is facing, or the UK healthcare system is facing. There are more patients, there are more residents in care homes, and now there are, existing staffs. They are having issues with existing staff. Maybe some wants to quit the job or opt for another job, or some are of age also need to be in the care home themselves, or some maybe they are retiring and all of that. So it says 154,000 leaving their NHS role in the year ending September 2023, and 28.3%, which is 390,000 leaving their social care role between 2022 and 2023. You can see that there is a massive job shortage, and because of this job shortage, now it says the NHS long-term workforce plan aims to increase recruitment and retention, thereby reducing staff shortages and lessening the pressure on the system. Now, because of the massive staff shortages that these sectors are facing, especially the NHS has decided to have a massive recruitment. Now, I know these roles will be opening as as they deem it fit. However, today I'm just going to share with you how to search for the NHS job around you. Now, if you look further, you can see here it says vacancies by region. I'm going to share this with you because it's going to help you search for your job. It says the overall NHS vacancy rate marks variation by region. So from 11.5% in London to 6.2 in Southwest. Since September 2018, changes in the vacancy rate have ranged from a 0.2% point increase in the Northeast and Yorkshire to a 3.3% point decrease in the East of England. So guys, this is to say that you can look into Yorkshire region, you can look into the Northeast region, you can look into the East of England, so you can look into Umber. So these are areas you can look into. Now let me just take you directly through the NHS website. So if you go to the NHS website, if you go ahead to the NHS website, you can see on my screen. I'm going to put the link to this NHS website on my description page of this video. So now looking at this NHS website, you can see that there are 16,564 jobs found. Now if you compare this number of jobs to the vacancy available, then it is obvious that there is not enough ends for those jobs. And this is the reason you will always see that overseas workers are always employed. They are embraced at all times. So looking at today, let's look at how to get the NHS job. Now if you have a particular location in mind or a particular job, then you can go ahead and search for them. So you might decide to look for healthcare assistant role. Now the reason this is like this, do I call it the beginning or the start phase of coming into the healthcare system? Either you are new to the healthcare system or you've been there for a while. Healthcare assistant is always the role that people like to come in through, except if you're a nursing aide or you are a midwife or you are a registered nurse, then you can look otherwise. Then you can look into different locations. So let's look at Yorkshire from the information I show you that. Okay, let's say Yorkshire and the Humber. You can see. So we can search. So on that particular restriction, on that search, we can see there are 2,086 jobs. And as you can see on my screen, the healthcare assistant job role, you can see healthcare assistant, affinity care. You can see the salary is between £11.44 to £12.44 per hour. And this job was posted on the 16th. And this job was just posted few days ago, about 5 days ago, thereabout. And it's going to close on the 27th of September. That is in 7 days time. Don't forget that this particular role is a part-time role but a permanent role. So you need to look out for all of this information. This is another one, healthcare assistant, Quaker Lane Surgery. You can see, depends on your experience. Your salary depends on your experience. The contract type is permanent. And you can see this is closing on the 11th of October. You can see the massive opportunity here. Healthcare assistant, city healthcare, partnership CIC. You can see that the pay is £23,615 per year, and this vacancy is closing on the 23rd of September. That is in 2 days. Now if you go ahead, you are going to see, you can see, look at this now. This is Corway Medical Center, and this is closing 31st December 2024. So I want to encourage you. Okay, so let me take you through the first one. For example, if you have the affinity, let's see what they've got to offer. Of course, you will know by now that NHS jobs are usually the ones who have. Okay, now let me say that NHS job is more like a government work or federal government work, or the highest category of government work you can have in your country, irrespective of where you're watching from. So this is more or less like a government giving you a job, and that is why they will always have certificates of sponsorship for these roles. So however, not all the NHS trust has COS for their roles. Not all of them has certificate of sponsorship. So this says that your main duty pre-post holder works under indirect supervision of the practice nurse leads and undertakes tasks and duties delegated by practice nurse leads, patient service manager, and suitably qualified regulated professionals. So now you have 5 weeks annual leave, birthday holiday, well-being day, NHS pension. And looking at what is here, your job description or your job responsibilities. I say undertake, record and follow guidelines for the tasks for which you have received appropriate trainings, during analysis and preparation of specimen for investigation by the pathology laboratory, measuring and recording blood pressure, blood rates, conduct NHS checks, and so on and so forth. Now, it says, let's just go forward, because usually, for you to know if a particular job is giving you certificate of sponsorship, then you have to look further into the information. And let's go ahead and check this, if there is sponsorship for this role. Now, it says the qualification for this role, one is your willingness to undertake appropriate trainings. Like I tell people in my videos, irrespective of how learned you might be, wherever you're coming from, or whatever degree or academic qualification you have, here in the UK, you would definitely be trained. Let's say, for example, you get a job today and you want another job from another employer for the same role tomorrow, or in 1 year, 2 months, 1 week time, guys, you would still be trained by that new employer for the same role. So irrespective of whichever qualification you have, you would definitely be trained. So you should have willingness to undertake appropriate training required for the role, willingness to undertake further education or training. Now, you should have NVQ level 2 or 3 or QC Health Diploma 2 or 3 healthcare. Now, this particular NVQ, you can get this on several online platforms where you get professional certifications. For example, Harlison. Another example is Florence Academy. There are several more like that where you have to pay to get this document. And what I advise people to do is, if you take up this training, when you get to the point where you have to pay, of course, you would have to have successfully completed your course before you'll be asked to pay. Now, if after you've gotten the job, you're asked to present your certificate, you can pay. I'm just trying to be economical about this information now. You can then pay, so you know that, okay, you already have a job waiting for you, or you have a job interview you're waiting for, or you can even wait after your interview. Your interviewer might not even ask for that, might not even ask for this, certificate. Many employers need your skill, need your work experience. You can do it, you know how to do it, you've been doing it, that is what a lot of employers need. So another desirable qualification from this employer is the GCSE, which is your normal English, which is your WAEC, depending on. So is your I would say your first grade living certificate, so to say. That's your WAEC or WAEC GCE, and so on. So now your experience, know about phlebotomy in primary care, experience in NHS or GP surgery, competence in venipuncture and BP, dressing wound. All of these things, a lot of these things you can learn online. That is one. Two, you can decide to volunteer in an healthcare environment, in an hospital, somewhere where health care is being done, and you can learn some of these skills. You can, a lot of health organization needs volunteer. They want people who can come to them and say, I want to volunteer, and you can tell them, I'll be glad to have a certificate of volunteering in this role with your organization. They will give you gladly. So if you think you need to do a lot, you don't have to do a lot. It's about going to the right place and contacting them to let them help you out. So that is for this role. There are other skills you might also need. Your computer IT skills. You should be able to use the Microsoft Word, use some. Now disclosure and bearing check. So it says, okay, this post is subject to rehabilitation of offender and such is necessary for the submission of. So you have to do DBS for this particular role. DBS for this particular role. It is not mentioned here if this particular person is offering certificate of sponsorship, but please, I will encourage you to always check for this. Always check for this before you move ahead. So let's look into another role and we'll see the difference. So let's look at this role, for example. Let me just go down straight to where those information usually is. Okay, we can also see it here, but most NHS job gives COS. So let's search for more. We need to be able to identify and know the difference between those that are given sponsorship and those who are not. Okay, so okay, DBS check. All these employers are giving DBS check. So let's look further into another NHS. So it seems as if they no longer write it if you're given certificate of sponsorship now. I think that is what I have observed from what I've been searching here. They no longer write it there if you want the certificate of sponsorship for this role. Yeah, some other NHS we ask for supporting document. Please ensure you visit the supporting document so you can be sure you have what it takes to apply for the job. And another thing is you need to also look into what, if you look at the job procedure or the job responsibility, there are things or qualifications or skills or attributes they expect you to have. All of this is what you should also put in your maybe do I call it your objective or personal information on your CV. But most NHS job, of course, I don't know if you're going to go through the CV or you're going to paste your CV directly to if you try to apply for the job, you just have to paste to your CV directly. So it looks as though you don't have to. I don't think all of these organizations request or require, or they I don't think they write it anymore that, yeah, you can see this is it. Now, this is an example. See, this says, for individual who may require sponsorship under the skilled worker or health care visa route, please use the link below to check eligibility check. If you need a UK visa, Band 2 or Band 3 roles are no longer eligible for sponsorship. So guys, it looks as though Band 2 and 3 roles are no longer eligible for sponsorship. I don't know why, but I'm sure some NHS are definitely giving sponsorship. I am very sure of that. You can see your care certificate, you can see essential qualifications, healthcare care certificate, completion of a clinical skills competency based workbook or equivalent relevant experience to vocational qualification level 3 or willingness to undertake. So you have the GSC, Math and English. You can see there are not so much words for these things. So guys, I want to encourage you. You can really embrace these jobs. Just go ahead and apply for this job. If you're not going to get the certificate of sponsorship, you will definitely be informed. And I'm sure some roles are still. It's not possible for the NHS not to recruit from overseas. It's not possible. So you need to keep giving this a try, keep checking. But not everyone, not all NHS is giving sponsorship. That should be told. Not every one of them is given sponsorship. So if you require sponsorship, please, you can reach out to the employer, or better still, you can put it in your application that you will require a sponsorship. So if it is not available, they will let you know. they will let you know. So please guys, there are numerous jobs. Just go to the NHS website and check. Now another way to also check for NHS job is to go to track jobs. Okay guys, I just registered for this website for the purpose of this video. So if you go to track.jobs, then you would create an account, after which you will have something like this you can see on my screen. Then if you need to search for job, you click search for job. Then you can see, you will go ahead and pick which job role do you want, what sector do you want. Are you a nurse or a midwife? If you are a nurse or midwife, you click the first one. If it is just the health science services, you click it. If it's support service, whichever one you want is what you click. So for this particular role, we can choose the health science. Okay, so occupations, you can pick whichever one you want here. You can see. Then you can go ahead and pick any band you want. If you also want to be an apprentice, you can also be an apprentice if you want. So you can go from nursing and midwifery. You can go for, or you can generally search for, healthcare assistant or whatever. Let's say we're searching for healthcare assistant now. We are not restricted by this anyway. So let's just check for maybe band 2. Search. Okay, this is for midwifery, so I think we have to go through let's go to jobs, health science, let's go healthcare assistant, let's search. Yeah, you can see we've got loads of jobs here, loads of jobs. You can see loads of jobs here. Band 2 jobs, band 3 jobs, healthcare assistant, you can see this. Different locations for healthcare assistant, pharmacy management assistant, medical laboratory assistant, histopathology, other ones, pharmacy assistant, apprentice. So pharmacy assistant, you can see band 3 pharmacy assistant, healthcare assistant. So you can see, let's check this out. For example, healthcare assistant, you can see this role says this is an NHS role, of course, 37.5 hours per week, and is a permanent role, St. Mary Hospital, and this is closing on the 1st of October 2024. You can see it on my screen that way, and you can go ahead to check other information. Let's go ahead. What do they need? They just need your basic knowledge, education, basic IT skills, physically capable of performing the role, professional role, you're flexible, you have good interpersonal skills, you have the ability to motivate others and maintain own motivation, ability to develop effective working relationship on an individual or multidisciplinary basis with all level of staff. You can see all of this. So if you need this role, you can apply online. Please don't forget to check the job description or rehabilitation document. Then this is who you can reach out to, the email address to reach out to, Joanne Hudson, that's the name of the person you can reach out to. You can see. So guys, you can see a lot of job roles on the NHS website. Let's search for more job roles. Okay, so we have band 6, we have band 2, we have assistant sleep technician. You can see several other roles here. Medical laboratory science assistant, a lot of, so look, this is another one here. Health science assistant. So if you need any other job role, just scroll back to the home page, and just search generally. Just search. You can search it generally. You can see these are the recently added ones. Retail catering chef, go to ready to go registered nurse. Some of these jobs are closing today. You can see them on my screen. So you can just go here generally if you don't know which one to select here, and just type what you're looking for. Maybe support worker or healthcare assistant, and just search. And then voila, you have it here. So whatever you need, you can always search on this website as well. This is also an approved, registered website to get NHS job. So guys, I hope this helps you, and I wish you best of luck in your search. If you need more information, please do well to always come back to this page to check for more information.